From the news team that's covering the Carolinas, this is Channel 9 Eyewitness News at 11.
We begin with breaking news right now at 11.
CMPD investigating a homicide in southeast Charlotte. Thanks for joining us. I'm Scott Wickersham.
I'm Erica Bryant. Police say a man was shot and killed inside an apartment at a complex southeast Charlotte, not far away from Independence Boulevard. Now, you're taking a live look at the scene we want to show you right now. Police have not released the victim's name, but they do tell us they believe that the victim knew the shooter.
Right now, detectives are canvassing the apartment complex here, searching for witnesses. Channel 9 will stay on the scene and keep you updated as we learn more tonight.
Also breaking tonight, in just the past hour, police made an arrest in the West Charlotte murder of this woman, and family members told Channel 9 that the suspect is her boyfriend. Channel 9 has been closely following this investigation into Sarah Acker's death since 5 o'clock today. Eyewitness News reporter Tina Terry just got new information from CMPD. She's live at their headquarters tonight. Tina?
Well, yeah, about an hour ago, police announced that they had made that arrest. They charged Jerry Hunter with the murder of Sarah Acker. Family members say that he was the victim's boyfriend, and they say they knew that he had something to do with it when they couldn't find him this afternoon.
My mom was very loving. I'm just hurt that this would even happen to her.
Family members wiped each other's tears outside this West Charlotte home today. They had just learned 53-year-old Sarah Acker was found dead inside.
Family hadn't heard from her a few days, called her, and she didn't answer.
So today, one of Acker's daughters came to the house and noticed her mother's car was missing.
She came over. She couldn't get in. She called the police. They kicked the door in, and she was lying there.
Police say Acker was dead, but there were no signs of trauma. Family members say Acker's live-in boyfriend, Jerry Hunter, was nowhere to be found. The medical examiner took her body to further investigate the cause of death.
No, and it hits home.
Will Adams is a well-known advocate for crime victims in Charlotte. He says Acker was his cousin. Tonight, he and other relatives are heartbroken, desperately waiting to find out why the woman they love so much was taken away.
I'm angry because I know that she didn't deserve it. She wouldn't have been able to really defend herself, being that she was really sick a lot.
Yeah, we checked and found that Hunter had a lengthy criminal record. In fact, he was just released from prison in August. Police say after the murder, he was found on Nations Ford Road driving the victim's car. Reporting live from Uptown Charlotte tonight, Tina Terry, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
All right, Tina, and another breaking news story tonight. In the last 90 minutes, Chester County school officials told Channel 9 a fifth grade student who was hit by a car while waiting for his school bus has died. Ladarius Wiley passed away this afternoon. He was standing at the bus stop along Ashford Road when a driver went off the road and hit him. Police are still looking for that driver who left the scene. Right now, the band of heavy rain that we dealt with this afternoon is pushing east. Our chief meteorologist Steve Udelson is tracking what you can expect when you wake up in the morning. Steve?
Erica, that rain is history, and the cold front with it. That means things are starting to improve. We got lucky. We were primed with the warmth, the humidity, the cold front pushing through. Well, we didn't see much more than some gusty showers. Our futurecast overnight tonight clears us out everywhere east of the mountains through the morning drive tomorrow. Only the high country sees some leftover clouds. Temperatures will start to cool down, mid-50s in most neighborhoods, 40s as you hit the high country. So the wake-up forecast, we're talking about sunshine early on, sun up, 7:45, one of the latest sunrises of the year. Mid-50s at 6 a.m., we're talking about upper 50s by 9. I'll show you how long we'll keep the sun around.
New at 11, only Channel 9 was there when police took these two people into custody on charges that they tried to sell a 14-year-old girl for sex in Charlotte. Eyewitness News reporter Alexa Ashwell confronted them tonight. Alexa.
Yes, Erica, only our camera was rolling as officers walked both suspects out of this door here at CMPD headquarters. Tonight, the man facing human trafficking as well as prostitution of a minor charges told me he didn't know how old the teenager was. Sir, you're charged in connection to the prostitution of a minor. Do you have anything to say about these charges? It's the second case involving the trafficking and prostitution of a young teen here in Charlotte in just 1 week. Did you know she was 14? I questioned 28-year-old Derek Evans as he was escorted out of CMPD headquarters. Tonight, facing felony charges, he denied allegations of human trafficking and the prostitution of a 14-year-old girl. This 23-year-old woman, Keandra Stoudemire, was also arrested. Investigators said they found Stoudemire and the teen online, advertising their services together. Officers went undercover with the help of an area hotel, and it was there they took the woman and girl into custody. Evans, who police said drove the pair to the hotel, was arrested in his car. Do you know you're facing felony charges? Police said this is the 14-year-old girl they were looking for last week here at the Quality Inn in West Charlotte, where they found a 15-year-old girl instead. Investigators said she was also being prostituted, but by these two suspects. In both cases, police said the teens weren't being held against their will, making it hard sometimes for the community to understand. Hannah Arrowwood provides services to survivors and explains the common psychological aspect of this crime that targets children.
70 to 90% were sexually abused as a child. So at a very young age, they are being taught that love is abusive, and they attach those words together.
Now, the woman also stressed a child doesn't necessarily have to be a victim of a sexual crime in order to be vulnerable to this type of crime. In fact, she suggests parents closely monitor their technology access, as this is usually how the relationship begins. We're live uptown. Alexa Ashwell, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Thanks, Alexa. Now, police say that these crimes happen much more often than many people think. Just last month, the FBI arrested a man they said was prostituting women and girls at what was a Red Roof Inn in West Charlotte. And earlier this year, I questioned another man arrested for human trafficking. Organizations that fight human trafficking tell Channel 9 that raising awareness is key in fighting this crime.
New at 11, 3 high school students are facing charges tonight after this video surfaced of a principal being thrown down to the floor. This shows a fight at Florin High School in Sacramento, California. You can see a grown man being wrestled and then shoved down to the floor. Police say that is the principal. Police charged 2 15-year-olds and a 13-year-old for that fight. Also new at 11 o'clock, the attorney for this female student says the school resource officer who threw her down to the ground should go to jail. The video shows Officer Ben Fields slamming the 16-year-old while trying to remove her from a classroom at Sun Valley High School. Fields' lawyer says his actions were justified and lawful. Today, the Richland County Sheriff fired Fields. Federal investigators will decide if he will face any criminal charges.
New tonight, a South Carolina restaurant is going to be closed tomorrow after 15 people fell into the water when a dock collapsed. Rescue crews were called out to Crosby Seafood on James Island just in the past 4 hours. The people who fell into the water there were all part of a group that was in town for a financial conference, and they had rented out this restaurant for a private dinner. Well, thankfully, no one there was injured. Look at that. The cause of the collapse is still under investigation. New at 11 tonight, neighbors in Concord are upset after they say they weren't notified about plans to open a homeless shelter nearby. City leaders were notified about plans to open a shelter at Showers of Blessings on Sunderland Road. Now, the project was approved as long as the building operated as both a church and a shelter. But some neighbors are complaining that now it will only be a shelter, and city leaders are reevaluating.
If their plan is actually to for some reason only operate as a shelter, then that changes things, and at that point there would be basically brakes put on the project.
Leaders are saying that they plan to go out to visit that facility tomorrow, and we'll let you know what they decide.
In the past hour, the Republican candidates for president wrapped up another heated debate. Ben Carson coming into tonight's debate leading for the first time in many polls in early primary states, up 4% on Donald Trump. Tonight, Carson talked about his flat tax plan, and Trump talked about building a wall at the border with Mexico. He says that will only allow legal immigration.
We're going to build a wall. We're going to create a border. We're going to let people in, but they're going to come in legally. They're going to come in legally, and it's something that can be done.
And early on, the debate took a contentious tone. Jeb Bush and Marco Rubio sparred tonight, and Ted Cruz blasted the panel for asking questions that he said were only intended to make the Republicans look bad and battle each other.
I don't remember you ever complaining about John McCain's vote record. The only reason why you're doing it now is because we're running for the same position, and someone has convinced you that attacking me is going to help you.
This is not a cage match. And you look at the questions. Donald Trump, are you a comic book villain? Ben Carson, can you do math? John Kasich, will you insult two people over here? Marco Rubio, why don't you resign? Jeb Bush, why have your numbers fallen? How about talking about the substantive issues people care about?
Well, in the meantime, the Democratic candidates are scheduled to be at Winthrop University for a forum next month. Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders, and Martin O'Malley are expected to be there. That's set for November the 6th.
Tomorrow, the full U.S. House is set to decide which congressman will become its next speaker. Representative Paul Ryan's Republican colleagues nominated him to succeed John Boehner today. Ryan received 200 votes. His closest rival, Daniel Webster of Florida, received only 43 votes. Tomorrow, a judge is set to decide whether the state will seek the death penalty against 3 men who were charged in a Southwest Charlotte homicide. David Doyle was found tied up, beaten, and stabbed inside his Plantation Woods Drive home in July. Police say that Peter Gold did yard work for him. Daniel Blakeney and Tardra Booknight were also charged.
New at 11, a Pineville mother charged with child abuse after her 3-year-old was found wandering around the apartment complex. Police were called out to the Pines on Pines Acre Avenue Friday night. Someone who lives there at the complex saw the child standing alone outside and called police. Jeanette Welch, who was not there at the time, was later arrested. And we're staying on top of that breaking news right now in Southeast Charlotte. Again, police saying a man was shot and killed in the past 90 minutes. This at an apartment complex near Independence Boulevard. Police have not made any arrests, but they say the victim and the suspect knew each other.
A few minutes ago, I showed you the clouds will once again build in as we move through the morning. I'll show you if that'll mean another chance of rain tomorrow.
Plus, a young life lost too soon in a crash that seriously hurt her mother and big sister.
There is a huge emptiness that we feel right now.
Still raw with grief, this brave young survivor and her father told us their sparkle of hope despite the darkest days of their lives.
I love her and that I'll always miss her.